Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to BodyWorkBoxing. According to Boxing News 24 on April 26 by Joseph Heron, David Morrell Jr. has become Canelo's hitman for the WBA, claims coach Ronnie Shields. Joseph says, if you didn't already know, before this past Saturday evening, current regular WBA super middleweight title holder David Morrell Jr., 9-0 with 8 KOs, is a force with which to be reckoned. Although the night belonged to Gervonta Tank Davis with the dominant 7th round KO victory over Ryan Garcia at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, one could argue that the fighter most affectionately known as Osvari gave the 20,842 fans in attendance the most spectacular and brutal stoppage of the evening. It took the Cuban native less than a round to dispatch former Olympic bronze medalist Yamaguchi Falco in the scheduled 12-round contest with referee Celestino Ruiz, immediately calling a halt to the bout at the 2-minute and 22 mark of the opening stanza. Immediately following the contest, the 25-year-old switch-hitting phenom called out interim WBC super middleweight champ David Benavidez. When asked why he didn't publicly call out the undisputed 168-pound champ Canelo Alvarez, head coach Ronnie Shields had much to say about the matter. Why? Questioned the 5-decade fight trainer. It won't do any good. We have no confidence that Canelo will ever face either David of the division, Morrell or Benavidez. Alvarez has already publicly announced that he has no intention of facing his mandatories this year. I know technically John Wright is the WBO mandatory, but he's held that distinction for all of but 2 seconds. Canelo, North America's biggest boxing attraction over the past half-decade, like how they put that, hasn't faced the WBA mandatory challenger since earning the coveted distinction with the dominant victory over Callum Smith in December of 2020. With the scheduled match opposite John Ryder in 2 weeks and a proposed rematch with current WBA lightweight heavyweight champ Dimitri Bivol in September, Alvarez's calendar is ostensibly filled until 2024. To make matters more confusing, David Morrell Jr. has been issued the responsibility of taking on Canelo's mandatory challengers for the WBA since earning a regular title back in August of 2020. With savage knockout victories over Mario Abel Cazares in 2021 and the most recently Aidas Yerbalsinelli in November of last year, it would seem that Morrell has indirectly discharged Canelo of any responsibilities to the WBA. It's confusing for the fans and completely unfair to my fighter, stated Ronnie Shields. While Alvarez isn't held accountable and is free to fight whomever he wants, moving from one division to the next, my fighter is taking care of all of Canelo's mandatory challenges. In fact, David should start using the nickname El Sicario, because that's what he's become to Alvarez, Canelo's unofficial hitman for the WBA. And all the while, we can't get a fight against Canelo Alvarez. Does that make any sense at all? Although the World Boxing Association has made attempts over the last year to consolidate their respective titles in each division, don't expect the sanctioning organization to make a similar effort at 168. As long as the WBA can continue to collect 3% of Canelo Alvarez's purse in 2023, their belt is worth a lot more money around the waist of the current undisputed super middleweight champion. According to Ronnie Shields, Team Morrell isn't holding their breath any longer and making plans to take matters into their own hands. We know we'll never get to compete for a super WBA super middleweight championship as long as Canelo is their champion. So we hope to get the next best thing, David Benavidez, later this year. But after just 9 professional bouts on Ovari's resume, is the 25-year-old puncher ready for such a seemingly daunting task? My champion is ready for anybody at 168 and 175 pounds currently, claimed the prolific fight trainer. But are they ready for Morrell? Yikes! You know what I'm saying? There's so much to unpack. One, the politics of the belts. Yes, the belts are worth more in certain people's hands because of the draw that they bring, a la Canelo. Also, man, being in that position, holding that secondary belt, a regular belt, he's basically faced with all of Canelo's mandatories. So he's pretty much is Canelo's hitman, if you can say so. Ronnie Shields hit it all on the head. Man, they're calling out David Benavidez, you know, and they also said that he's ready for 168 and 175. David Morrell, man, that dude, you heard what he said. He said, outside I respect everything and everybody, but inside the ring I don't respect nothing, man. What do you think about this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is in your face. This is factual information since 2020. And do they have a point about Canelo being able to fight whoever he wants and all this? Because he pretty much on his farewell tour right now, because he can fight whatever and it's all this smoke waiting for him. David Morrell, I call him the talented Mr. David Morrell, is waiting in the wings, and he's up on your heels, to include David Benavidez. Anyways, man, I just wanted to lay something on you, man, give you a lot to think about. El Sicario, aka the talented Mr. David Morrell, aka Osvari, 25-year-old Cuban phenom / nightmare. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all my new subscribers. Thanks for people who share the videos and comment and leave feedback here at BodyWorkBoxing. But we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.